Everything goes analog to start with. It's all nice and warm, you know, and then it gets messed with in the old naughty box.
Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
I would actually even say that your real instrument maybe is more a studio than any of the instruments.
Yeah, that's actually probably true. I love the studio so much because you can use it in such ways. Like, look at this studio, for instance. This is so big you can get it to sound like anything, but just depending on how far away you put the microphones. So I can make it sound like a church or something like that, or I can make it sound really dry. And it's all down to just experimenting, you know. What sound do I want? When I wrote Mr. Blue Sky, I was actually in Switzerland on a mountain. On a mountain in Switzerland, anyway, I was in a mountain and I'd been there like about a week and it'd been cloudy and misty all the time I've been there. I thought, this is going to be a great inspiration. You know, not. And one day the sun came blasting out and it was all blue sky and I could see forever, you know, and it was just beautiful and it made me write Mr. Blue Sky.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
You know, the Beatles quit because they couldn't play Paperback Writer. That's why they quit playing on stage. And here I was with all these giant 30-piece orchestras on record and, you know, pianos, guitars and choirs, trying to do it with 7 people, you know, which wasn't very easy to recreate that. So I wasn't very happy with the sound, no. I didn't like it at all, the live sound. It was just not much fun for me, being the producer. On the record, there was 30-piece string section and probably a 20-piece choir on some songs. So that doesn't really add up to 2 cellos, a violin, and no choir. We were all doing our best. It sounded like as good as we could get it, but it was difficult, you know, and especially in 10,000-seater places, you know, where you couldn't really hear yourself either. So that was the early days of those big shows, you know.
And today is the day we've waited for. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
All the albums I've ever done with the ELO days were all done very quickly. Like, I'd have maybe a month to write the songs, and 6 weeks to record them, and then like a week off or a month off, and then on tour again, promoting them. You didn't have time to second guess or anything, you know, because now, obviously, you can just keep at it forever. But then you couldn't. I had to just do it and say, that's got to be it, you know, and luckily, as it happens, it was okay. So I've had 30 years more experience as a producer, and I'd like to have another go at them because I don't think I did them justice the first time round, some of them. And I started off with Mr. Blue Sky itself, the song, and tried it out to see what would happen now, 35 years later, how I would approach it, how it would work. And I played it for my manager and he said, wow, that sounds so much better than the old one. And everybody else seemed to be very pleased with them too, so we said, make an album.
Hey there, Mr. Blue Sky, so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
I didn't do the double ending, because that was part of a suite when I originally did it, and it didn't sort of make sense to me to not be part of that little suite. I listen to it and I look at it, you know, like I do with my kind of perfectionist look at it. And there isn't really a duff bit in there, there's not a bad bit, you know. All the song really works and joins together properly, and it becomes like a complete unified thing, and I don't go, oh, I wish I hadn't put that bit in, or I wish I'd have done this there. I actually go, that's how it is and it's okay.